name is Professor John Osonwa. I am a climate change and organic agriculture expert with about 25 years experience. The question I have for us, the reason I'm here, what if you could fight food insecurity, climate change, and import dependency in Nigeria? We are very dependent on imports. What if you could fight all those things and still make a very fantastic return on your investment? What if we could do that? And that was the question that led me to the project that I want to unveil to you today. Please, move on to the next slide. This one, I think they are projecting the long version. We had a shorter one of just 4 slides. But nevertheless, let me continue. What I'm seeing is the longer one. Can you go back to the beginning? I don't think this was the beginning of it. This is the beginning. Go to the next slide. Okay. Let me begin with the request. My pitch is a little bit different from what we've seen. Unlike some other folks, you can participate with as little as 1 million, or you can give us 100 million if you have all the money. But it's broken down so that everybody can participate. Essentially, we have 3 things we are requesting. The first one is we want everyone to go back to farming. We really, because of global dynamics, we want you to go back to agriculture. And there are a number of ways you can do that. The first one is if you have land already, we can help you. Everybody talks about sustainable agriculture, organic agriculture, climate-smart agriculture. What does that actually mean in the real sense of farming? That's what we bring. If you have land, we can come to your land, teach you, hands-on, how to turn the land into a climate-smart, organic, integrated farm. We are doing it. You see the pictures. We're doing it live already. So that's the first thing. Whether it's privately owned or you're a cooperative, a cluster of women, a state, an association, if you have land, we want to help you to turn it into a climate-smart, organic agricultural space. That's one. The second thing we're doing is we're already farming right now. In Abia State, in Abuja here, we have farms, organic farms already. That's me, actually in the farm, doing the work. So we have farms already, and what we do is we plant all these wonderful things you see are things that we produce. We produce yam, we produce ginger, we produce cassava, okra, vegetables, and a host of pepper, tomatoes. So we want you, if you cannot farm by yourself, you don't have land, you can invest with us and put in money, as little as $1 million. The ROI per year is a 12-month cycle. Per year is 30%. With agriculture, if you do it right, you can get more than 100% yield. ROI, it's very possible. However, because we're doing it the organic way, our focus is not just to get the maximum profit. It's also to protect the soil, to make sure we're doing sustainable
1 minute
agriculture.
more.
Good. Now, move on to the next slide. Our value proposition. We have 25 years experience of research, of training in this sector. By the way, I am a consultant to the United Nations on food security. You can also Google my name, as they've said, and you will see my seminal article on food security for the UN. It's on the UN website. They published it. I wrote it. I have been training for the NEPC, going all over, training farmers on climate-smart agriculture. We have trained some states. We have trained some cooperatives. But most importantly, we actually have farms. We're doing it every single day. I move by leadership myself. Move on to the next one. We buy agricultural insurance. You see, flooding has been a big menace now in Nigeria. The reason this is important, and this is what I want to end, food security. Nigeria is not doing well on food security. Our population is 230 million now. It's going to grow to 400 million. It's going to double in 25 years. Food insecurity, right now we are ranked 113 out of 117. We are ranked 103 when it comes to hunger, out of 120-something. So we are not doing so well. We need to go back to farming, but we need to do it right. We need to do it in a way that maximizes output. On our farms, where you used to plant 500 yams, we can do 2,000 because we're doing it in sacks, intercropping, putting vegetables, maximizing our manure usage.
Start wrapping up.
Move on to the next slide.
There's still a next slide.
The back one. I'm sure there are slides. We have 12.
I think you've made your points, though. So let's wrap up. Okay.
So my pitch to you is that we all need to get back to farming. It is essential. The food you produce will be organic food. It's something you can eat, you can trust. You can make a lot of money. We were talking about yam. You can plant yam from planting to harvest 1,000 naira, and you sell for 5,000. It's possible. We're doing it. Put back the picture where I'm on the farm. I just want to end with that.
What I want to suggest to you is that you should collaborate with the Minister of Agri and the cooperative chapter so that you can synergize with them and they will take you to the next level. And also, I'm aware, I think either Minister of Livestock or something like livestock have been established. You can collaborate with them. Thank you.
So that's a good comment. We take that as a comment. It's not a question.
How do you balance the rigors of organic farming and the yield in your agricultural enterprise? So because organic farming also has to do with a lot of practice that we don't look at increased yield. So my second question, how effective
15 seconds.
How effective is your agricultural insurance scheme? Kindly share success stories if you have any.
Thank you. Next person, the third.
My name is Martin Sonapoma. Prof, I think we are together in this. Make Ugo Farm is a great thing to do. So work together as a team on climate-smart agriculture.
Thank you.
So after this conference, we are going to meet.
Please locate him. So that's not a question. He's offering you something right there. So let's meet after. The other three on this side. Yes, your hands up. The three people.
Prof, I just want you to, if you have any means that young Africans, maybe Nigerians, can access funding, those who want to go into agriculture, because it's very easy to propound it. Let people go into agriculture. But if there's any
That's
means,
31 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's about funding. Okay, the next one.
My question is, I want Prof to make some clarification looking at the Nigeria, 70% we are farmers, according to literature, while in US are all just 2%, but they compete themselves
15
and
seconds.
export.
Sorry, 70% of what?
Nigerians are farmers, according to literature, while US is 2%. They compete themselves and export. So are we looking for everybody to be a farmer, or we need to strengthen the system on the other angle? That's my question.
In terms of collaboration with the Ministry of Agri, as I said, I'm a consultant for a lot of the agencies, Raw Materials Research Council, we were just there. We are collaborating, NEPC. It's just something that has happened. I tend to work more with the agencies and departments and institutions than the overall ministry itself. except when it comes to the environment sector, and I'll speak to that in a moment. So we're trying to do that. I'm a consultant to AFAN, All Farmers Association, Cassava Growers Association, Timber Association. So through all those linkages, we work with the ministry. We'll just deepen the direct contact. Yes, organic agriculture can limit you in terms of yield because there are things you cannot do. You can't just pour chemical fertilizers and inputs. You have to be very meticulous with what you do. However, there are ways we improve yield. The first thing I just pointed out when I was making my pitch, by moving to sack farming, you achieve at least 10 benefits. Even this flooding and climate perils, if you're planting in sacks, it buffers you against flooding. Then you have less weeding to do, that's labor cost. Your fertilizer input is focused, so you achieve greater yield. Then in terms of space maximization, we are finding that where you used to plant 500 tubers of yam, we're doing 2,000 because they're in stacks of sacks. So that's something we have perfected now. Even on staking, where you used to go and cut trees and stake one by one, now you can use one bamboo and stake 10 and use rope because they're in sacks. So it's an amazing innovation. So we are getting more yield, then we can intercrop.
You have 2 minutes left.
No problem, but this is important. On the, we can intercrop. The intercropping is about yield. There's no fear that if you go organic, you reduce yield because you can intercrop. Even on the sack, you can put a vegetable on top as you're waiting for the yam to come up. Another issue that was discussed, how effective is agric insurance? NAIC, Nigerian Agric Insurance Corporation, they are issuing insurance to farmers. There are other private companies. Leadway is a good insurance company for farmers. You follow the process, you pay the premium, then you wait. We are lucky we haven't had to contend with losses, again, because we're practicing climate-smart agriculture. So we buffer ourselves before the onslaught of activities. Access to funding, that's part of the reason I'm here. It's still a challenge. Sometimes the institutional funding mechanisms take longer than the planting season. Good. So access to funding is still a challenge. That's why crowdfunding mechanisms like this one are good, where people can come in bands together and achieve a result. We have just acquired 50 hectares in Abuja, in Gwagwalada, 50 hectares. And we want to plant ginger, yam, maize, things that will do very, very well within a short 6-month period. And that's why we're looking for more investment. We're already doing 5 hectares with our own funds now in Abia State and here. 70% of farmers, we are not doing the right stuff. 7 P's of agriculture. We are not doing them right. 7 P's is preparation to plant. What are you planting? When? The planting time matters. We are not using the right processes. We're using hoes.
15 seconds.
Instead of machines. Packaging. Processing. We're not processing. Farmer only gets 17 naira for every 100 naira of the product.
8,
Farmer only gets 17. So
7.
I have 200
6,
cards. 200
5,
cards right there. Come and take one.
4.
We can talk. Thank
3,
you. I'm done.